फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello, everyone. You're watching Cricket Next. I'm Surama Kaushik. Well, it's time to talk about the fourth Test match that India will play in Ranchi. But ahead of this Test match, we have a news. The news that we talked about a couple of live sessions before, and obviously a confirmation on that news happened last night when we all got to know that Jasprit Bumrah won't be there in the fourth Test as he'll be rested. As we all know, he has bowled for around 80.5 overs in the first three tests, and there's an IPL season coming in, and right after that, there'll be T20 World Cup. So, Team India must have thought to give him some rest, but Jasprit Bumrah, the leading wicket taker for Team India, won't be there in the crucial test match that we played in Ranchi. Now, who's going to take his place? That's a bigger question and a very important question. We have two options there, Mukesh Kumar and Akash Deep. Now, which option will suit the best in Ranchi? Let's hear it out from Jamie Alter and Taus Rizvi. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Taos. Good to see you both in this live session. Jamie, as I was just talking about Jasprit Bumrah, how many overs he has bowled, how crucial he has been to Team India in the first three tests, where India have won the two test matches. And the Ranchi test is very crucial for them because if this series go on 2-2 to Dharamshala, it'll become very difficult for Team India to win it. Now, given all the conditions, all these scenarios, what do you think? Who should bowl along with Mohammad Siraj in Ranchi?
Like I said yesterday, I think it should be Akash Deep, but I get a feeling it's going to be Mukesh Kumar. Mukesh Kumar has played three test matches. He was released from the squad for the last test match to go play the Ranji Trophy for Bengal. He took 10 wickets, 6 and 4. He bowled Bengal to victory and he promptly came back in. There's no bigger indication that Mukesh Kumar will play this match. Otherwise, why would they call him back?
Yeah. That's absolutely right. Because, in one Ranji Trophy match that he played for Bengal against Bihar, he took 10 wickets for 50. But, Taus, we can't rule out what he did in the second test match when he came into bowl in place of Mohammad Siraj. When Siraj was rested, he took just one wicket and gave 70 runs, and he bowled for just 12 overs, I believe. In such a scenario, these two are very contrasting figures, and we also know against two contrasting fields because on one side it was England where he failed to perform. On the other side, what we are comparing his performance is to some Ranji Trophy match. I'm not saying that Ranji trophies aren't important; they're very important, but playing against an international team and playing in a domestic match, there are obviously some differences. Given how he has performed in both the matches, that's one we have is Ranji, and the other one as the Test match against England. What do you think? Should Mukesh Kumar be in the 11 for the Ranji Test or not?
First of all, this competition is very interesting. Both are born in Bihar, then they shifted to Bengal to play, first class format, and now they both play for Bengal, and both have been good performers for Bengal. I mean, you can see the records here right now.
Yeah.
This guy is younger. Akash Deep is younger. Mukesh Kumar is 30-year-old. But then Mukesh Kumar, he got his first breakthrough. So he's 3 matches old. But then when you look at England, I mean, he's quite a sorted guy. I mean, they have sorted him out in the second test when Siraj wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easier for England to have a go at him because I love his beautiful action, but once it's delivered, now it becomes very predictable. So unfortunately, I would not want him to go ahead with Mukesh Kumar, the team India to go ahead with Mukesh Kumar. Too predictable,
Hmm.
which I've been saying for a long time. Akash Deep can throw a bit of surprise for against England. So, but then at the end of the day, it's up to the next session how these guys perform. Like on that day before, or maybe 2 days before. So I would look at Akash Deep and Mukesh Kumar both, and then if I'm impressed with Akash Deep's pace and line and length, I would go ahead with Akash Deep. Otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't like to go back to Mukesh Kumar. He's too predictable, too easy. It doesn't have pace. Nothing great, nothing extraordinary from. I don't see anything
Okay,
extraordinary
so you
that can
feel there is
trouble
no
England.
okay, there is no one big plus in Mukesh Kumar, and there isn't anything extraordinary. But Jamie took Mukesh Kumar's name, so it becomes really very important to ask from him why he thinks so. Jamie,
Why I think Mukesh Kumar will play?
yeah.
Because like I said, he's three test matches old and he was released and brought right back in. If he was not going to be in the equation, they wouldn't have brought him back. So to my mind, they're going to go for Mukesh Kumar.
But Jamie, if we see the first class records, okay, then Akash Deep has done really well. He has played 30 red ball matches in which he has taken 104 wickets at good economy rate, just above three. So he can be a good pick in the 11 for the Ranchi test, isn't it?
Absolutely, but I don't think they're going to play one more debutant. They've just handed out three debuts in the span of two matches. I don't see them going. I have, I like I said, I would like to see Akash Deep play, but common logic says that it will be Mukesh Kumar. I know there's some reports going around, but they're just reports. Knowing the way that Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma think, I would say they're probably going to reward the senior by three test matches. You got an out of form Rajat Patidar who's two test matches old. He has to play because there's no KL Rahul. Sarfaraz one test match old. Dhruv Jurel one test match old. Given the fact that this series is on the line, I personally don't see them handing a debut to a fourth player. So, in my book, given the conventional wisdom, it'll be Mukesh Kumar.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing the point of the debutants because we know how many debutants are there in this team. And in Ranchi, we'll be seeing some of the very young batters and bowlers. That brings me to the point of Rajat Patidar as well, Taus. We know that Patidar hasn't performed exceptionally well. Something what Sarfaraz Khan did. I would say Sarfaraz really played well in the opportunity that he got. Now, when we talk about Rajat Patidar, that also brings us to the point: can the particle can be tested in this test match? What do you think? Should particle get a chance, or do you also believe in the same lines as Jamie was talking about that too many debutants and Team India can't afford that?
Actually, Rajat, he should be given another opportunity. I mean, both the dismissals and unfortunate dismissal, they came at the very wrong time. And both were really funny dismissals. ऐसा मतलब एक debutant या maybe second match old somebody who did very well in the first test match who was quite impressive, and suddenly he will get out on back to back soft deliveries, makes raises a lot of questions over his short selection, or maybe the confidence. Is he lacking in some kind of confidence now that the other players are scoring? There is pressure on me. So I hope it doesn't happen like that. I would prefer to go ahead with Rajat Patidar instead of Devdutt Padikkal. Devdutt wouldn't be a bad choice, but then it would be unfair on his part, because like at least उसके पास ये रहेगा कि मुझे एक मौका मिला, नहीं तो there are many people, many cricketers who have gone through यार. For example, Manoj Tiwari recently he said यार मुझे 100 के बाद निकाल दिया. यहाँ पर एक opportunity है कि एक youngster को एक लंबा थोड़ा एक decent run दे, because you have another test. You never know KL Rahul whether he comes back in the fifth test or no. But then you have one more
Yeah.
chance to at least give this guy another opportunity where he can try and prove himself. क्योंकि उसके बाद गारंटी भी नहीं है आपकी एक बार विराट कोहली केएल राहुल आ गए. सो दिस कुड बी अनदर चांस. इट वुड आल्सो बी अनफेयर फॉर देवदत्त पडिक्कल कि अगर वो आए परफॉर्म किए एंड देन सडनली एक मैच बाद केएल राहुल आए,
Yeah.
फिर केएल राहुल को ले लिए, तो बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा. तो इट्स बेटर टू गो अहेड विद राजत पटिदार. And again, I would come back to Akash Deep because he's going to be. I feel he can, pull up some surprises, because England won't be prepared for Akash Deep. They will be prepared for Mukesh Kumar. They'll think him as a soft target, somebody they can go after when things are when chips are down, or maybe when this
Yeah.
guy Mohammad Siraj, if not in form. So I would
Yeah.
go for a surprise stuff, because Siraj's form is very unpredictable. You never know if he becomes expensive. If he starts giving away those runs. I would prefer a surprise rather than somebody who's predictable, somebody who's already giving away so many runs. especially on these kind of wickets. So for me, it's Rajat Patidar and Akash Deep. I don't mind another debut from a youngster, and he'll be more charged up, more hungry, and yeah, he won't
Hmm.
have the confidence of Mukesh Kumar, who got 10 wickets or 6 wickets in the last game. But then this guy is 27, Mukesh Kumar is 30. He will be more energetic. He'll have more power. He's a
Yeah.
bit, he's a bit taller, which might come to an advantage for this guy.
Hmm. Yeah, Jamie, the discussions are only for the two spots, as we all know. One is for that Patidar spot that he's already in, and everybody's talking that if not Patidar, then Devdutt Padikkal. And we know that he performed really well for the India A team, and his domestic record has been phenomenal this time around. And talking about Akash Deep, he also performed really well for the India A team, 11 wickets that he has taken. So both the young chaps have done really well with India A team. But do you think that those performances are good enough or plenty enough to make it to India's 11? Because we saw how Sarfaraz Khan made it to 11, but that was the need of the Indian team. They had no other better option. They knew that Sarfaraz is the best possible option to go forward with. But I just want to know how this India A performances help players to be in the main team when it comes to big tournaments.
Yeah, so there's Ranji cricket and then there's India A cricket. Very rare that someone goes from Ranji straight into the India A team. Sarfaraz, Jurel, Patidar, Mukesh, Akash Deep, Padikkal, everyone is in this squad because they've had good India A performances. I think the only one with very little, next to none A experience is Jurel, but we've discussed on many past shows that his selection sort of came out of the blue. Patidar got 150 odd, Sarfaraz got 160 odd, Mukesh took wickets. Everyone, all the new faces for this series, Mukesh is not a new face, but he was there. Every single new face for this series has come because most recently they did things for India A. So India A is the final criteria to play Test cricket. That's how it works. Yes, Patidar is the most recent. So Padikkal is the most recent one to bat and do well for India A. Got 100 and I think got 200s. But the point is he opens, and right now there's no vacancy for an opener. Like Tozbai said, Patidar, yes. Unfortunate that he was not able to cash in, but I would like to see him get one more match because that's probably it. KL Rahul most likely will come back, and once in September when India next play Test matches, there'll be KL Rahul, there will be Virat Kohli. So this is probably Rajat Patidar's last Test match, and I would like to see him just so that his last memory of playing for India would not be that duck. He's obviously hurting, and he must have felt horrible going back to the hotel that day after getting out. सबने run बनाए उस match में सिवाय इस बंदे के. And like I said before, after the third Test match, because Patidar has done everything possible to get into this team, he scored a lot of runs for MP. He helped MP win the Ranji Trophy 2 years ago. He scored good runs for India. I would like to see that hard work rewarded with one Test match. Uske aage, the moment I said this, the moment that KL Rahul and Virat Kohli come back, Patidar and Sarfaraz Khan will have to leave. And that is the crux of Indian cricket. एक ने डक मारा, एक ने 260 मारे, लेकिन दोनों उसी पूल में हैं. जब सीनियर्स आएंगे तो पाटीदार और सरफराज दोनों को जगह खाली करनी पड़ेगी.
But that'll help these youngsters to get into the team in future, isn't it, Jamie? Because if there are two cricketers, two batters, one scoring in 60s and one scoring is in just 10s and 20s, so any day, if there is a spot in 11, the one who has scored in 60s will get a chance, isn't it? I think that's the math that has to go ahead.
Absolutely. So we said this in the last couple shows that Sarfaraz has done enough to stay in India's 15, at least for the next couple series. Yeah, until he's played and he does horribly. I don't think he's going to do horribly. You cannot drop Sarfaraz from the squad now, but you can 100% drop him from the 11 whenever Virat Kohli comes back. It's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tawas, we've been talking about Jasprit Bumrah and his rest for a long time now. I think we have discussed this at length because Sahil had come up with that report a couple of days back only, where he was guessing that Jasprit Bumrah might be rested, and last night we got a confirmation on that. And as I said, I started this live show, I mentioned that what could be Team India's thinking on that, because he has bowled 80 plus overs, some 80 odd overs, let's say. And then we have an IPL, we also have T20 World Cup. But what was the need to rest Bumrah in this crucial test match? Was that a thought that in Dharamshala Pacers will be really very important? So let's rest Bumrah now and take Bumrah to the Dharamshala test. Was that the case?
Possibly because I have read reports of this one of the BCCI officials saying that okay, this was pre-planned that Bumrah will be rested in the fourth test and then he'll be taken to Dharamshala. So possible that he might be. But then yeah, I'm worried for Rohit Sharma. I mean, I don't know what he'll do right now. He'll be scratching his head. He'll be pulling his hair right now. That Bumrah is not there because he was the only match winner when it comes to fast bowlers or reverse swing or playing on those kind of wickets.
True.
Somebody who could deliver. Siraj was a good spell, but I wouldn't say I wasn't really convinced because you know he himself wasn't convinced. Siraj, I mean, the way the ball was going, it was staying low, and then he got the wickets. He did not buy them. So Bumrah is somebody who can buy them, who can set up the field, and he is enough. He can put the brakes on runs. He's got a lot of variety. But then when Bumrah, when suddenly you don't have a match winner, a serious match winner, then you start feeling helpless. And I'm sure Rohit Sharma might be going through it. He must be, not really happy in this situation. But then, what to do? What to do? You have to just go ahead with the with whatever you have. And yeah, seriously, must be some pre-planned occasion for Bumrah as well. Because if whatever the official said that it was pre-planned, he must be having some other programs. So with family again, what Virat Kohli might have gone through. So everybody has a life. So yeah, you have to bear with it. But again, I would say, okay, this is another opportunity for these guys, for these people who are going to be replaced, Akash Deep or maybe a Mukesh Kumar or Siraj to lead attack on in these conditions. So it's this time you should come up, raise your hand, put up a performance and say, because Jasprit Bumrah, Siraj, Rohit Sharma, nobody will stay forever. Yeah. People have to retire. There is going to be
Yeah,
transition phase, and Bumrah is also getting
yeah,
older. So you have to prepare. So
yeah.
these are the best opportunities when people are not available. Get your hands on, get those wickets, and prove yourself. This is the only way you can stay, you cement your side. Yeah, Akash Deep, especially Akash Deep, I would say, a youngster, 27-year-old.
Yeah, and it's much needed, Nataus, because we have seen Akash Deep in IPL, and when it comes to India A matches, nobody watches those matches, because everybody knows, everybody just reads the score line, or they just read the match reports later. Okay, what happened in India A matches? I think this match will be a great opportunity for someone like Akash Deep to take the opportunity with both hands and play well for India and lead India to a good win. But also, I have a question over there, Jamie, about this whole decision. As we're talking about Jasprit Bumrah's rest, and we're talking about who will be the second pacer in Team India, that also brings me to a point where we really need to discuss about pitch, because now the pitch becomes very important. What kind of pitch to expect in Ranchi, and how many bowlers to expect in the India's 11?
I mean, the bowlers, there'll still be the same amount of bowlers. The amount of bowlers is not going to change based on what happens in any test match. They're not going to drop a bowler. And like I said, I don't see Rahul Dravid ever going into a test match with just one fast bowler. So the number of bowlers remains the same. I mean, if you heard Ollie Pope's press conference this morning, he gave a certain view, but again, that's still 2 days before the test match. What Ollie Pope was saying was that it looks like on one end there's cracks, and the other end it looks like a quote unquote good test pitch, but it's
Yeah,
going to be watered again. It's going to look very, very different. I think it's going to be somewhat like Rajkot, in that there will be runs on offer for 3 days, but then day four, I think it's going to turn sharper. Not like it turned. I mean, it hardly turned on day four at Rajkot. Probably more like a Hyderabad pitch. So win the toss and bat. You need to maximize the advantage of the toss. England probably face a bigger dilemma than India, because James Anderson was absolutely pummeled by Jaiswal. I think my gut feeling is they will go back to the 11 that they played in the first two test matches, or this kind of 11 in the four spinners and one pacer. but Rahul Dravid is very conservative. I don't think he'll go in with one pacer.
Those we know that we heard from Ben Stokes long back that he won't be touching the ball, but recently we can see that he is bowling. He was bowling before the Visakhapatnam test, then almost full tilt before the Rajkot test, and now teams are lined up for the Ranchi one. It seems that Ben Stokes is also gearing up to take that ball and be in action, which wasn't the case before the start of this series, which means that England team are really very hungry for this win because they know that Joe Root isn't performing with the bat and he's been performing with the ball, but there might be some sort of pressure on him to perform well with both bat and ball. So they might need to lower down that pressure, and they might have had a word with him and might have asked him to concentrate on his batting because that's very important for the England team. But one thing that I want to know from you, how crucial it is for England to win this test match, and how will they win this? Because we saw, as Jamie also mentioned, James Anderson, he might have got one sort of a reason for his retirement in Yashasvi Jaiswal, what Jaiswal did to him. But now, where do you see England team standing up, where even Ben Stokes is gearing up to bowl?
Yeah, I don't rule out England, and it's a good news, yeah. If Ben Stokes is bowling, it's a good news because if they are playing with two seamers again, Ben Stokes will add up as a third seamer, and he's got a good pace. Huh? If he bowls and if he's in full-fledgedly bowls, he can touch 140, which is dangerous for other batsmen also because Sarfraz hasn't played fast bowlers. We have seen him play spinners, but middle order, agar, it's very crucial if he comes out and bowls and in those middle overs. Then I was just looking at the statistics of the last game, 2019, when India played in Ranchi against South Africa. The first team that batted first was India, and they scored 497 runs, which is
Yeah,
for nine. And good news is that Rohit Sharma had scored a double hundred in that match. So luckily, I
yeah.
mean, Rohit Sharma is going back to that ground where he scored big runs, so he can take some confidence from there and take up to bat first. Otherwise, if England bats first, then I mean they can take the advantage. They are still a good batting lineup, and you know how it works it worked in Rajkot. Batting first, it worked for India, and if England gets to bat first, it's dangerous, and that is the only way they can win. And I mean, they have nothing to lose. They are not playing for WTC. I keep on saying for the they can't qualify for the WTC finals, so they will just go and enjoy. They'll try to get maximum runs if they get to bat first. And the kind of form that Ben Duckett is in, Zach Crawley is looking good. Joe Root will have another, objective, मकसद रहेगा उसका कुछ comeback करने का at least क्योंकि again, batting first, cricket is going to be good. Achha, next two inning, I forgot, I did not mention the next two, the second and third. The first inning of South Africa, the second inning of South Africa, they were bowled out in 160. Huh? So batting first is the only
Both times.
option right now, and yeah, so
Yeah.
second innings में भी danger हो जाता है मतलब second third day third fourth day से fifth day तक शुरू हो जाता है turn होना. So this is what I'm predicting. Unless they have changed the wicket completely, they have made it flat, pata,
Yeah.
Rajkot की तरह बना है. So it's a different matter. But the history says something else. Bat first, get those runs. If you are unlucky, you won't get to bat first for India. Otherwise, if you're lucky, just go out there. Rohit Sharma can take some confidence. That's it.
No, that's right. A couple of days back, when I was having a conversation with a couple of former cricketers in one of the interviews that we were taking for our channel, each one of them mentioned, in fact, Harbhajan Singh mentioned that toss has played a very crucial role in this whole test series. And going into Ranchi and Dharamshala test as well, toss will play a very, very important role. So, it'll lot depend on which team wins the toss, but that doesn't mean that it'll determine the result as well. So both the teams are gearing up for the Ranchi test, and so far in this live session, viewers, we have talked about which second seamer to go with in the Ranchi test. We talked about whether it should be Mukesh Kumar or Akash Deep, and we also talked about whether there is any chance for Devdutt Padikkal to be in this 11, and we talked about pitch as well. But Jamie, there is one question that's coming back and forth, and I was just looking at social media. People are saying, is there any possibility of replacing Bumrah with Akshar Patel, or is there even any possibility of playing Akshar Patel with a seamer? So these are two questions, and I would request you to please answer these.
Yeah, no, we've discussed this a lot on this show. the merit of India going the baseball way and just playing one pacer. And I think कल या परसों के शो पे तौज भाई भी थे. We talked about how Siraj took 4 wickets on day 3, which was the most pivotal day, but he also probably bowled that many overs because Ashwin was not there. If you go back to the start of 2022, जितने भी घर पे इंडिया ने टेस्ट मैचेस खेले हैं पिछले 2 साल में, whatever the second pacer is, and if that second pacer's name is not Jasprit Bumrah, that second pacer has hardly ever bowled overs when a visiting team has batted a second time. This match, hats off to Mohammad Siraj for turning after Kuldeep got the breakthrough for turning around that session. But that was a rare day where the second pacer had to do much. So conventional logic will say that boss, आपको दूसरा pacer की जरूरत नहीं है. But it's Ranchi. It's not going to turn that much. You're going to probably have to bowl a lot of overs. And because Bumrah is not there, they're trying to put 2 bowlers into one. I would love to see Washington Sundar get a chance. But I think these left field selections, these risky calls, or what baseball is all about. Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma are not risk takers together. So I see 2 pacers. I'd be very happily, pleasantly surprised अगर कल परसों एक पेसर दिखे और 4 स्पिनर, बट नहीं होगा.
That'll be a bold call to take, and we're not too sure whether Rohit and Dravid will be in that space to take that bold call. But who knows? Anything can happen there in Ranchi, and only time will tell what will be there just before the toss. What the discussions will be there, and after the toss, we'll have the team sheets in front of us. So let's wait and watch. But for now, let's move to our rapid fire round. Let's have the first comment, please. Oh, we have Sahil also. Okay, before moving to the rapid fire round, we have the man
Hello,
with
hello, hello,
us.
hello, hello, hello.
Is there in Ranchi. Okay, Sahil, good to see you. We were just talking about a lot of things. We talked about a lot of
Yeah.
things. We talked about Mukesh versus Akash Deep, and well, let's begin on that note only. What do you think? Jamie said he would love to go
Yeah.
with Mukesh. Taos said Akash Deep. Would you love to
No,
be
no,
the
no.
tiebreaker?
I would love no, no. I would love to see Akash Deep. I know it'll be Mukesh. He नहीं.
Oh yeah, that's what.
मुकेश का
That's
फैन
what
तो मैं
Jamie.
हूं नहीं कहीं से. Sorry.
That's what Jamie said. Okay, yeah. So we have one Mukesh, one Akash Deep, and I would love for you to come as a tiebreaker.
No, so Akash Deep looked very, very, very exciting in the nets today. He was bowling extra, probably 5 kilometers per hour extra than Mukesh. थोड़ा extra speed उसमें था, वो दिखा. मुकेश ने भी अच्छा बॉल डाला, दोनों ने न्यू बॉल से बॉल डाला. सबसे पहले आई वुड लाइक टू एड्रेस द फैक्ट दैट शुड वी गो विद 3 spinners, 4 spinners, all those things. 4 spinners is not happening. Why I don't see it happening is because when you play 3 spinners, you end up under bowling a third spinner. Tactically, it becomes very difficult to operate with 4 spinners. And when you have spinners of this quality, even Washington Sundar, for what he's doing, he's not a bad spinner, right? Even Aksar. So you can't just have them out there on the field and not use them. So 2 pacers give you insurance, and when Bumrah is not there, you need that insurance. And last time when Test cricket was played in Ranchi, it was the faster bowlers who kind of had more impact. The wicket always looks like it's very ugly. Ranchi pitch is very ugly. Broadcast, we will see it. It doesn't look like a good playing surface. It looks ugly, very predominantly on black soil. And I kind of today managed to just get very close to the pitch. I'm not kidding. I was like 5 yards away from the playing surface today when I reached there. I had a good long look at the wicket. It's not looking good. It's very ugly, very flaky, very platy. So it's just that, what happens tomorrow, how much grass they shave off and what they do to the surface overnight, how much water they actually leave in the surface will decide which way it is going to be. But it is not going to be like an out and out rank turner. Out and out rank turner दे ही नहीं सकते यार. मतलब आपकी बैटिंग भी फ्रेजाइल है और आप वो रिस्क नहीं लोगे. तो मुझे तो लग रहा है unlike Rajkot, this will be like a good day 1 wicket, not also a day 2 wicket. So probably you'll see spinners coming into action earlier than Rajkot. Even if that happens, Mukesh should still be in the playing 11. That's my pure logic. अब seniority देख लो, Q culture देख लो, first class experience देख लो, all those things kind of align in his favor. And if Akash Deep has impressed you so much in the last 10 days that you will hand him a test debut, then there's something seriously wrong with what you did with Mukesh, because you have been carrying Mukesh for the last 12 months across formats. White ball, West Indies tour, he ended up playing all 3 formats. Not a usual sight to see a player make his debut in all 3 formats in a single tour. So going by those things and the way this management, as Jamie I was saying, functions and operates, मुझे लग रहा है मुकेश को आप वापस लेकर आओगे। और आकाशदीप एक्साइटिंग बहुत है, मतलब अगर मैं कैप्टन या मैनेजमेंट वाले शूज में होता, आई वुड हैव बीन लाइक very tempted at the prospect of seeing him bowl today, because he was very sharp in the nets today. He was very quick from a side on view. He could make out the extra yards which he could generate, no, and that, you know what, now it's अब मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर है उनको कैसा बॉलर चाहिए। सिराज के साथ आपको कंट्रोल चाहिए, या आकाशदीप जैसा बॉलर चाहिए जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी क्रिएट करेगा। मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है आप जब बुमराह नहीं है, सिराज कांट बी योर कंट्रोलिंग बॉलर एंड यू नीड वन कंट्रोलिंग फास्ट बॉलर, बिकॉज baseball, sorry, wrong word, England playing with intent kind of ends up going for runs, right? You end up going for runs. Even Ashwin, Aksar,
Yeah.
Kuldeep, all three of them have gone for runs. Jadeja also. So when that happens, you need one bowler जो टप्पा पकड़ के बस डालता रहे, and he hasn't shown in the Vizag test, but Mukesh is a good exploiter of reverse swing too. So just give him one more game at least before Bumrah kind of recovers magically for the Dharamshala test. So abhi like
अगर मुकेश को खत्म कर देगा बेन डकेट, जैक क्रॉली, यार खत्म कर देगा, उधर ही कॉन्फिडेंस है, रिवर्स स्विंग की बात तक आएगी भी नहीं।
आप सही कह रहे हो, मतलब
रिवर्स स्विंग तक आएगा ही नहीं बात, मुकेश का उधर ही खत्म कर देगा।
मैं एग्री कर रहा हूं, बट मुझे ये लग रहा है कि आप आकाशदीप को खिलाओगे अगर बुमराह की जगह ना, बड़ा रिस्की मूव होगा एक, पर ये रिस्क नहीं लेते वो जो जेमी भाई ने
मुकेश कुमार को खिला के।
ताउसिफ सिंह रिस्क तो नहीं लेंगे अगर मुकेश को खिलाएंगे।
वो 4 स्पिनर थोड़ा मेरे को मुश्किल लग रहा है, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं एक थॉट आज गया जब रजत पाटीदार स्ट्रगल कर रहा था नेट्स के अंदर, लाइक ही वाज वेरी लो ऑन कॉन्फिडेंस टुडे, मतलब पैड पे बॉल खा रहा है, मतलब साइड आर्म पे भी, मतलब यू कुड हियर दैट देयर इज दैट डिस्टर्बिंग नॉइस व्हिच कम्स फ्रॉम द बैट व्हेन यू आर नॉट मिडलिंग, राइट? वो एक टो वाली आवाज जो आती है वो रजत की बैटिंग में आज बहुत बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली आई, एंड it clearly showed that he's not really in the best headspace possible. Technically he was, probably he would, but mentally तो एक वो हो सकता है क्या, अच्छा पाटीदार को हटा के वॉशी को लेके आओगे या अक्सर, बट अगेन वो भी एक बहुत ब्रेंडन मक्कलम, बेन स्टोक्स टेम्पलेट काइंड ऑफ मूव है which is unlikely to happen.
और साहिल, क्योंकि आप बात कर रहे हैं रजत पाटीदार के बारे में, तो जैसे आपने कहा कि कुछ लोग सोच सकते हैं कि आप वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को लेकर आओगे या अक्षर पटेल को। देयर आर सर्टेन सेट ऑफ पीपल हु आर आल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट देवदत्त पडिक्कल। उनका मानना ये भी है कि क्या देवदत्त पडिक्कल को आप लेकर आ सकते हो? आपको क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज लग रही हैं उसकी?
No, I don't think you should bat Devdutt Padikkal at 4. That kid has already suffered a lot for playing at a number he wasn't supposed to in the IPL. So I think enough. He has lost like good couple of years. He wasted a couple of years at Rajasthan Royals. So damage has already been done. Yes, I know he has been batting at 3 for Karnataka in the Ranchi Trophy, but that's 3, and you have Gill at 3. So Devdutt Padikkal at 4, please don't waste him. Don't play with his head. Let him be a top order batter, an option for future, which he is, a very bright and promising future he has in front of him. But let's keep his position restricted to 1, 2, and 3, and not go below that. That would do more harm than good for him.
Okay. And like you mentioned, Washington and Aksar, do you think that they might get a chance even if Team India, if Team India thinks about making some bold changes or some bold calls? Do you think either of the two can be in 11?
Very unlikely as per me. They won't tinker much with the playing 11, and the only call they have to take right now is who to pair with Siraj as the new ball bowler. That's how I am looking at it. And these net sessions, especially during a long tour, become very difficult to be read, because आपको पता नहीं चलता कौन सा प्लेयर वर्कलोड मैनेजमेंट कर रहा है, कौन सा एक्चुअली बैटिंग करना चाहता है, बॉलिंग करना चाहता है, because they've been on the road for a long time, right? And then these two matches, there wasn't much gap between these two matches, so certain players take it easy, like Yashasvi Jaiswal just batted for 20 minutes today, so that doesn't mean he won't play the next game, right? And Shubman Gill was still at it like he always has been. Rohit Sharma had a long session, Sarfaraz was padded up, Rajat Patidar probably had one of the longer sessions he had, Ashwin bowled from start to stop. So even by taking all those things into account, getting Washington Sundar or Aksar Patel right now is going to be tough. You must stick with your 3 spinners who have done a phenomenal job so far. Just get a good fast bowler with Mohammad Siraj and get your field placements right यार. अगर मुकेश 1-2 बाउंड्री बॉल दे भी रहे तो कप्तान का काम है ना वहाँ फील्डर लगाने का. पूछो बॉलर से कहाँ डालेगा, 3 फालतू डालेगा तो फिर चौथे पे लगाओ ना फील्डर. Like work around things, right? Like I know it gets frustrating to see the way Mukesh bowled in Vizag, but he's a better bowler than that. For sure, he's a much better bowler than that, and if handled properly, he could well turn out to be a good player in Ranchi.
Well, yes, but personally, Sahil, would you love to see Mukesh Kumar in the 11 in Ranchi?
Yeah, just keep doing what you have been doing, right? मतलब इतना डेयरिंग मत दिखाओ ना, ये डेयरिंग तो हम कब से मांग रहे थे आपसे. अब हमें आदत हो गई है आपकी सेफ कॉल से. अब हमें सरप्राइज मत करो कि आकाशदीप comes out of nowhere ahead of Avesh Khan and ends up making his debut before Avesh Khan does. So मतलब that's not setting a right message too. Like,
Yeah.
think what it will do to someone like Avesh Khan, who was with the squad before him, suddenly released, now playing for MP in Ranji Trophy quarters, and Akash Deep makes a debut. इतना 10 दिन के अंदर कोई प्लेयर इम्पैक्ट नहीं डाल सकता राहुल द्रविड़ पे. अगर ये हो गया तो ये मतलब इतिहास में लिखा जाएगा ये डेब्यू कि ये डेब्यू दे
Well,
दिया.
we'll well, we'll get to know what Team India is thinking on the 23rd of Feb. That's the day when the fourth test will begin. And for now, let's move to our rapid fire round. Can we have the first question, please? First one is from Nomad Tibet. This is a hello to Jamie, and this is also a super chat. Thank you so much, Nomad, for sending us this super chat. Really appreciate it, and would love to see you more on our live shows. Thanks a lot. Nomad is saying, don't you think BCCI should pick more players who perform well in domestic rather than picking players from IPL? I believe this is for Jamie because he said hello to Jamie. Jamie, please go ahead.
Yep. Thank you for the super chat all the way from New York. Hope you're staying warm there. Look, we've discussed this, my friend, before, and I've stressed on this. I think yesterday, day for yesterday, ऐसा कुछ एक question आया था. No player plays red ball cricket for India without doing well in domestic cricket. It's a misconception. It's a myth that people score runs or take wickets in the IPL and then they play test cricket. ऐसा कोई player नहीं है जो सीधे IPL से इंडिया के टेस्ट टीम में आ चुका है. You do well in Ranji Trophy, like we discussed on this show a few minutes ago. Then you do well for India A. Then you play one-day cricket and T20 cricket based on IPL success. Yes, but the fact that Mukesh Kumar, Akash Deep, biggest name in domestic cricket, Sarfaraz Khan. How did Sarfaraz Khan finally 2 years later get into this Indian team? Not because of IPL. He has a crap IPL record. He is here because he has scored first class 4-day red ball runs. Every single player in India's current test squad has, my friend, come into this based on domestic performance. Where I think the common misconception is when a Shubman Gill and a Shreyas Iyer are persisted with when they're in IPL and not scoring red ball runs. That is where I think questions like this come from. And that's why Iyer has been dropped. And that's why Shubman Gill would have been dropped until he scored that 100 and then 91. So please do not be, आप ये गलतफहमी मत पालिए कि IPL stars इंडिया के टेस्ट टीम में आते हैं.
Okay. No, madam, I'm sure you got your answer from Jamie. Next one, please. Oh, this one's from Vinay Yadav. Thank you so much, Vinay, for sending us a super chat. Really, really appreciate it. This one's also for Jamie. Yes, Rohit and Dravid don't go for the kill, always make an incorrect selection for important matches, be it WTC final. They didn't select Ashwin, now resting Bumrah. So I think he's talking about how this duo always takes wrong decisions and incorrect selection calls. Jamie, your answer to this one.
Once again, thank you, Vinay, for the super chat. Thank you so much. We all appreciate it. Look, it's just two examples. We talked many weeks in the aftermath of what happened at the Oval. That was a wrong call. I agree with you. And like Sahil and I have been saying now, for this is the fourth show in a row when the Bumrah issue has come up. It, to my mind, is a potentially series shifting decision. It could be a blunder, and if it backfires and India don't win this test match, you're going to have Rahul Dravid's neck on the line. I don't agree with at all Jasprit Bumrah being rested. We discussed this. Literally, this is the fourth show in a row. He has bowled 26 overs on average in a test match. That comes down to 13 per innings. If you feel that Jasprit Bumrah cannot bowl more than 13 overs in a test match, you should not be operating the way you are. I hope India win this test match. I believe they have the upper hand. But Bhagwan na kare India ye match haar jati hai. There is going to be egg all over Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid and the selectors' faces. Because Bumrah, let me remind anyone who has any doubt, any misconception, Bumrah has been India's best bowler in this Test series to the extent that majority of England team members, whenever they've had a mic in their face, have just been in awe of what Bumrah has done. A potentially disastrous decision to give him break for this match. There was a 9 day gap and he hardly bowled overs in the third Test match. Pre-decided, preordained, I couldn't care less. It is a potential blunder to rest your strike bowler and vice captain
Yeah.
for this Test match. Like we've been saying for the last 4 days, rest dena hai, dharamshala mein de do. Win the bloody series. You haven't won yet.
Yeah. बिल्कुल, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा जेमी बिकॉज़ जिस तरीके से हमने देखा है इंग्लैंड क्रिकेटर्स को, they've always been in awe of Jasprit Bumrah. What happened in Vizag after that, we talked in this live show only how England cricketers posted stories on their respective Instagram and Twitter handles, and they congratulated Bumrah and they talked about Bumrah in detail. Well, let's move to another one. This one's again for Jamie from Priyanshu. Isn't that too risky to risk Bumrah in fourth tests if somehow 2-2 Dharamshala, England will start as favourites? So, Priyanshu is
It's what I
saying that
just
isn't
said.
it too risky
Exactly
to
same
rest
thing.
Bumrah?
It's the same
Yeah,
answer I just gave. Correct, correct. Sahi baat hai.
yeah. Priyanshu, you're right. It'll become very difficult for Team India to win the series if they go 2-2 in Dharamshala. Next question, please. Vyan Singh's question. Okay, he's asking there needs to be a proper explanation of whose idea was to rest Bumrah in the middle of such a high-profile series. Was that the coach, captain, Bumrah himself, the board, or his IPL franchisee? Well, I'm not sure, Mian, that you'll get a proper answer on this, whose idea it was. The fact of the matter is that he's been rested and you won't get to see him in the fourth test match. But we'll wait whether if there is any answer on any of these lines. Who was it to come up with this kind of an approach of resting Bumrah for the fourth test match? Okay, next question, please. Bhavya is asking, Mukesh Kumar has picked most of his wickets on green decks, which are used in Ranji Trophy that are completely opposite of decks used in international matches. Akash Deep, that's why, is better pick. Okay, Bhavya thinks that Akash Deep is a better pick. Let's ask Taus about it. Taus, we did talk about, how Mukesh has performed in Ranji Trophy and how he performed against England. But here Bhavya is talking about the decks. Your answer to Bhavya, please.
But I would like to ask Bhavya, was Akash Deep bowling on different kind of wickets, having impressed in domestic cricket, what Mukesh Kumar has been doing in Ranji Trophy? I mean, both play for the similar teams, yeah, and green track speed डाल के impress किए हैं. Yeah, but the thing is that Mukesh Kumar is right for Siena countries, which I've been saying for a lot of times because he's got good line. He can bowl, he can swing the ball. He may not be effective with the whole ball, but when it comes to bowling on green tracks, he can be effective with the whole ball as well. Or when you're playing in England, Australia, or so, yeah, it would be fun to watch him because he's got a beautiful line. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that high height of a Glenn McGrath, which would have troubled a lot of batsmen if he would be bowling outside the off stump. That would extract extra bounce, which would see the ball going in the slip cordon. But for Akash Deep, yeah, again, I mean, both have been bowling on similar tracks, and that's why. I mean, I don't know if you have seen Akash Deep bowling. Just look at YouTube. I think he's got a different action, not a smoother one, but then I think he could play a surprising factor role that could add advantage, could be an advantage for India. England doesn't know exactly how Akash Deep is, what kind of a bowler he is, unless they are spying on India's batting session or net session. Otherwise, they will be surprised to see. So yeah, I think it's a more safer option. Safer option, I would say, to go with Akash Deep. Try for some gambling. This will be kind of a gambling rather than a safer option. So I think we should gamble with Akash Deep.
Okay, got it. Next question, please. Can we have the next question, please? Okay, this one's from Arsh Singh. If you cannot rest Bumrah and think of winning a home test, then isn't something seriously wrong with our cricketing system and speaks a lot about our bench strength. I do want Bumrah to play. Okay, Arsh, as you mentioned that you want Bumrah to play, I think everybody wants Bumrah to play, but the fact of the matter is that he won't be seen in the fourth Test match. So let's keep that aside and let's take the first part of this whole comment to Sahil, and let's have a word with Sahil about it. Sahil, a lot many people are asking about that this decision itself, resting Bumrah, speaks a lot about Indian cricket. That there are a lot of things that aren't right with this whole cricket system. What are your thoughts?
See, you're not just talking about Bumrah right now. You're also talking about not having a Mohammad Shami in the squad. You're just left with Mohammad Siraj when you end up resting both, when you end up resting Jasprit Bumrah, and you don't have a Mohammad Shami available. These are the three players who have been playing most of the test matches in the recent past. So if they're not playing, obviously there'll be that void, and the next in line players aren't ready for that void to be filled because they haven't played that much cricket. Mukesh Kumar is probably the only one who has played some sort of cricket at the highest level to even come close to doing or probably filling in the shoes which will never be filled with their talent, because Bumrah is a once in a generation fast bowler to come out of India. You just can't replace him, and I just don't think you can rest him also. I was just looking at a scorecard today. Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Stark are playing every possible game for Australia. They're still
Yeah.
playing a T20. They played the WTC final. They've been playing prioritizing Test cricket. Played the complete ODI World Cup. तो मतलब वो खेल सकते हैं तो हम क्यों नहीं खेल सकते? और लेटेस्ट अब जो मेरे को सुनने में आया कि this rest was pre-decided that fourth Test is going to be the one. Had it been 2-1 इंग्लैंड, आप चौथे टेस्ट मैच में रेस्ट करते बुमराह को अगर आप सीरीज ट्रेल कर रहे होते इस टाइम पे? किसके अंदर इतना इतना गुर्दा था ये डिसीजन लेने का कि अगर आप 2-1 डाउन होते और बुमराह को रेस्ट करते? कुछ डिसाइडेड नहीं था ये. 2-1 आप रेस्ट हिम, धर्मशाला में देखेंगे. बहुत कन्वीनियंट रेस्ट हुआ है ये, एंड आई डोंट थिंक बुमराह हिमसेल्फ वुड हैव वांटेड दैट रेस्ट. It's you, why? What do you want rest for? For playing the IPL? Skip 3 games
Exactly.
for Mumbai Indians, boss. Nothing beats
Exactly.
doing well in the WTC final, yeah, and
True.
getting your side. And I've been speaking a lot about this. Like both me and Jamie Bhai have been on the same page with this. This wasn't the right time to bench Jasprit Bumrah, but it's very unfair and kind of harsh on the youngsters also to just come for one game and have that instant impact. It took a lot of time for Shami, Umesh, Bumrah, Ishant Sharma, all these guys to find the right spot. Mohammad Siraj is still in search of the right rhythm when it comes to Test cricket. So it will take
Yeah.
some time for us to get used to it. The time which we gave Shubman Gill at number 3, the time which we gave Shreyas Iyer in the middle order, the time which we wanted to give to KS Bharat as the wicket keeper. मतलब उतना sample
Yeah.
size तो चाहिए है ना for any player to feel home.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Vian is also saying that Pat Cummins, Stark, they're playing the T20s in New Zealand, and that speaks, how they are managing their. I mean, obviously, if they are playing in the T20s, which means that they're rested enough and they are playing T20s because they want to play T20s and they're fit enough to play T20s.
Yeah.
But what's happening here with the Indian bowlers, only Team India will be the right one to answer that, or the players themselves. Okay, let's move to the next one. Kuldeep Singh, Akash Deep making debut news is already out as per Rohit Sharma. Okay. Um, I would actually give this one to Sahil. I would not like to comment on this one. So, Sahil.
तौस भाई को दे दो यार ये वाला.
No, let's move on to the next one. I think this doesn't need
ये
any.
हो गया ये.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's move to the
Right.
next one.
Vian is saying, I'm aghast, disheartened with this illogical and arrogant decision to rest her in-form premium fast bowler from one of the most important test matches in recent history with series still at stake. Yes, Vian, we all agree with you. We've been talking about it at length. हमने स्टार्टिंग से ही इस बारे में काफ़ी ज़्यादा बात करी है, तो आई एम श्योर आपने सुनी होगी डिस्कशन. आगे भी हम इस पर बात करेंगे. प्लीज़ आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए एंड लिसन टू आवर डिस्कशन अराउंड दिस. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज़. Mehul Sangani is asking, why can't we include Aksar instead of Rajat and then pick either Mukesh or Akash Deep for Bumrah? Ataus, क्या लगता है आपको जो मेहुल कह रहे हैं?
Why can't we include Akshar instead of Rajat? Rajat is a mainstream batsman यार, नंबर 4 खेल रहा है. एक बैट्समैन को एक स्पिनर ठीक है बैटिंग ऑलराउंडर है, वी कॉल हिम बैटिंग ऑलराउंडर, बट देन I mean it doesn't make sense because you're talking about a top order batsman, somebody who will play a crucial role if the wicket falls early. You have to hold the whole innings. You have to build partnership, a longer partnership. I'm expecting 100 if if a wicket fall. I'm expecting 100 from Rajat Patidar and along with a or along with a three-digit partnership. Here, Aksar's role is mostly like आप देखोगे कि नीचे आके वो quick fire shots खेलता है. I don't expect him to go out there. Although his defense is very good or decent, Akshar Patel's defense is very strong compared to a lot of batsmen. But then I'm not expecting Akshar to go and play at number 4. वो नीचे ही आ जाएगा. फिर again suddenly you'll
Yeah.
have to shuffle. सरफराज को ऊपर लेके आओगे, ध्रुव जी रोल. No need to make changes यार.
हम्म। और इसी पर साहिल ने भी थोड़ी देर पहले कमेंट किया था, मेहुल अगर आपने मिस आउट कर दिया है तो वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू रिवाइंड अ बिट, और आपको सुनने में आएगा साहिल क्या कह रहे थे कि कैसे हम अक्सर को नहीं ला सकते रजत की जगह पर। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज। This one's for Jamie from Bhavya. Mukesh Kumar is what basketball wants: limited bowling skills, which is effective on grassy decks that are used in Ranchi Trophy. Akash Deep brings that extra pace and HTD skills. What say?
100% agree. Been saying this for days now. Absolutely spot on.
Okay, next one. We can't hand more debuts. Okay, we can't handle more debuts. Better to go with Patidar and Mukesh. You should have confidence on players after 2-3 matches. A sports fan, हमने इस पे काफी ज़्यादा बात करी है starting से ही, तो आपने सुनी भी होगी discussion. If not, please stay with us. We'll be talking about it in more detail in the coming questions as well. Next question, please. Ujjwal Moore saying even if Ben Stokes bowls, we don't need to worry about him because he hasn't bowled for very long. He will be out of rhythm. Okay, well let's ask Sahil about it. Sahil, हम देख रहे हैं वीडियोस बेन स्टोक्स की कि वो बॉलिंग प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं नेट्स में. वाइजैग और राजकोट से पहले भी देखा गया था, रांची से पहले भी हम देख रहे हैं. एनी न्यूज अबाउट दैट? ओली पॉप ने बोला भी कि शायद वो बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं. क्या लग रहा है आपको कि वो नजर आएंगे बॉलिंग करते हुए?
So today was a very important day for Ben Stokes, the bowler. Why I say it is important because today was the first time he bowled at a batter. इससे पहले उनकी जितनी भी drills थी, there were all single wicket drills, probably doing bowling to a wicket keeper there behind the stumps. But today's session was the first session in this tour where he was actually bowling to proper batters in the nets. So that's completely different. मतलब mentally आप ज़्यादा engaged रहते हो. Your muscles are more engaged because you are reacting to what the batter is doing. So as Oli Pope said that it will be interesting to see how his body kind of copes up tomorrow, because this was the first day where he kind of took that mental and physical load at the same time. But the signs are encouraging. He had a long hit, I would say, like first 20 minutes it was near the practice pitches. Then he came to the net area where he started bowling alone, single wicket wahan pe kiya. Then he joined the main net. So all in all, today he bowled nearly for 45 minutes, which is an encouraging sign for a player. Again, we talk so much about workload management. Here's this guy standing right in front of us, underwent a surgery, is back playing test cricket and is ready to bowl again. So if this doesn't
Yeah.
inspire anyone or anything on any board, I don't think what would.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to
Okay.
add here, Ramya. See,
Yeah.
there is a thing called muscle memory. Okay, आप इतने साल खेलने के बाद, इतना साल एक्सपीरियंस करने के बाद, अनलेस आप कोई डिस्कम्फर्ट फील करते हो बॉलिंग के टाइम या बैटिंग के टाइम, आप रिदम के बाहर बहुत कम चांसेस होंगे कि आप रिदम के बाहर चले जाओगे. यू वोंट बी एबल टू पुट इन अ प्रॉपर लाइन. So this guy is too experienced. He knows how to and where to pitch the delivery. So I don't think so he'll struggle when it comes to rhythm. But yeah, if there is some discomfort wherever he's bowling from injury या वापस आ गई या निगल हुई, तो he will stop bowling. But then muscle memory जो रहती है वो stick रह जाती है. I mean, he knows exactly. He will know how to go about it.
Only time will tell. In fact, the fourth test match, whether we'll get to see Ben Stokes in that bowling action or not. लेकिन साहिल ने बिल्कुल ठीक बात कही कि जिस तरीके से आज Ben Stokes बैटर्स को बॉल कर रहे थे, which actually speaks of something, कि शायद वो आपको नजर आ सकते हैं रांची में बॉल करते हुए. This one's for Sahil from Priyanshu. What would be English bowling lineup? Bashir and Robinson in place of Anderson and Rehan?
Ollie Robinson for sure. You can't keep him out long enough now. He has been very impressive in all the net sessions I have seen in the series so far. Though दो टेस्ट मैचेस से पहले मैं उसको बॉल डालते हुए देख चुका हूँ. He has looked very impressive. There are some concerns with regards to how much load he can take in a test match. That always has been the concern. Whatever the English media also write about him, like that fear is always there back of the mind. But Ollie Robinson, I think he should certainly be a starter in that Ranchi test day after tomorrow. Now that's a big call, huh? Shoaib Bashir and Rehan Ahmed, because Bashir, I know first impression was very very good. First outing probably wasn't, but will Ben Stokes go that defensive way, because Shoaib Bashir isn't going to be your wicket taking option. At max, he'll give you more control. Rehan Ahmed still, whatever garbage he's dishing out with the ball, he still can kind of get into a position where he kind of get you a wicket, and that weird wickets which he can generate. So it will be a big call between Bashir and Rehan Ahmed for sure. But only Robinson should be there. James Anderson didn't attend the practice session today. He wasn't there. Mark Wood also didn't bowl for a very long time, or I think bowled very briefly. But only Robinson was at it. He was at it. So was Ben Stokes. So don't be surprised if even Mark Wood is rested. ये कुछ भी डिफरेंट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये वो करेंगे जो आपको पता नहीं है. ये इंग्लैंड है, ये वो करेंगे जो आप सोचोगे नहीं. सो बेन स्टोक्स अगर कॉन्फिडेंट है, कल सुबह उठ के, if his body doesn't feel sore, if he feels good, he's confident of bowling 20 overs in the game. Joe Root is bowling 25, Ben Stokes can give you 20. They have the option and flexibility to turn this 11 around now if Ben Stokes starts to bowl. Don't be surprised if they play Bashir and don't play Mark Wood and play Ollie Robinson with Ben Stokes. Because Ben Stokes bowling opens up a lot of opportunities, permutations and combinations for them.
Yeah.
एक दिन
That was
पहले
you
मालूम
wanted to
पड़ा था
ask
हम लोग
something?
को.
Yeah.
No,
हाँ,
एक दिन
उनका
पहले
कल पता
मालूम
चल
पड़ा
जाएगा. Unlike India, उनका कल दोपहर को पता चल जाएगा.
हाँ, वो एक एडवांटेज है कि आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है.
So Ben Stokes has a session with the English media in the evening today. So before the news comes out tomorrow, we'll meet our friends from far away and they'll kind of give us a feel about what's happening, like which they mostly do. So कल पता चल जाएगा दोपहर तक अपन को क्या हो रहा है टीम अनाउंसमेंट से पहले.
Okay. Last few questions. Can we have those questions quickly, please? Ravi Shankar saying Akash Deep should play next test match because he was selected in team, because Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid were impressed with the bowling of Akash Deep in nets. Okay. काफी कुछ इसमें ऐसा घुमा कर था, लेकिन रविशंकर कह रहे हैं कि आकाशदीप खेलने चाहिए अगले टेस्ट मैच में. रवि, हमने इस पर काफी ज्यादा बातचीत कर ली है, आई एम श्योर आपने सुना होगा, एंड वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू प्लीज कंटिन्यू विद आवर लाइफ.
I mean, he's saying he was impressed. Was he around the team management?
यही मेरा सवाल था कि इनको कहां से पता चला कि टीम मैनेजमेंट नेट में इंप्रेस हो गई.
Okay, next question, please. Oh, this is a big question, Sahil, for
Very
you.
unlikely.
A lot of people asking this.
Very unlikely. So I did my mathematics around it. Now that the personal reason is out, I think we can openly talk about it. Now that the personal reason is not personal anymore, I did my mathematics, basic mathematics. 15th Feb, the beautiful baby came into this beautiful world. For Virat Kohli to come to Dharamshala, he has to leave from England, where he reportedly is, around 1st March, I would say. 1st March. So that would mean Virat Kohli would be leaving his wife alone there after 15 days of delivery. I personally feel that is very unlikely to happen. He's going to be by her side. There is a reason why he has gone there, to be away from media glare. बहुत garbage चल रहा है मीडिया में कि वो UK citizenship लेने के लिए वहां गया, ये गया, वो गया. He just went for a simple reason. He wanted this to happen in peace, away from the media glare. Simple. That has happened. 14 days, it's a leap year month. 29 को 14 days होंगे. Virat to come to Dharamshala, he has to reach India में 1st or 2nd. So are you saying that he'll ask his little baby and Anushka to, like, right out of the hospital take a flight back to India? That is not happening. So I personally don't think Virat will be playing the 5th test. However, मैंने इसमें थोड़ा डेविल बनने का भी सोचा. टीम 10 तारीख को आया था, तो सिलेक्टर्स का प्रॉब्ली उस टाइम पे बात हुआ when the personal news wasn't public anymore. So maybe then they were told कि even Virat wouldn't have known what's going to happen. So he said, safely I'm out of the 5th test. Now that the personal news is public, we all are happy, celebrating since last night. Is there a possibility? Technically there could well be, but for that to happen, Virat has to take a lot of calls in a space of 4-5 days now. And why would he take that? This is a special moment, boss. Enjoy. All your life you have played cricket. There's no feeling better than becoming a parent. Enjoy that. There'll be many test matches in future. And if you can like conveniently rest Jasprit Bumrah, Virat can definitely enjoy his break right now. Definitely.
Yes. Yes. एंड आई थिंक स्पोर्ट्स फैन आपको अपना आंसर मिल गया होगा. स्पोर्ट्स फैन के साथ साथ जिनके भी ये क्वेश्चंस थे, आई थिंक आपको आंसर मिल गया है इस चीज का. सो वी वोंट बी टेकिंग द सिमिलर क्वेश्चन अगेन इन दिस लाइफ बिकॉज वी हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट एन आंसर. K7 edits, you've got Umesh, Ishant, Natarajan, Saini, Umran for choosing but you're stuck with Mukesh and Akash. Jamie, a quick one.
Bye. Let me just, Ishant Sharma is retired from international cricket. T. Natarajan's last red ball game was the Gabba test match 3 years ago. Navdeep Saini, if you're going to him, I mean, you should stop playing test cricket. What are the other names? Umran Malik hardly plays red ball cricket. He's got a strike rate of 65 and an average of 45. Bacha sirf ek naam, Umesh Yadav, who's 36. He's third highest run getter for Vidarbha right now. But you're going to go back to a 36-year-old. Yeah, thoda to background karo, yeah, before posting questions. Natarajan last played a red ball match 3 years ago. You want to play test cricket? Come on, yaar, KS7 edits.
Okay, we'll just take last two questions quickly, please. Can India rest Jaiswal in next test and can play with particular?
Hey, Bhagwan, yaar.
रविशंकर जी, आप मुझे बताइए कि यशस्वी जायसवाल ने ऐसा क्या नहीं किया. गिल कैन प्ले एट नंबर 4 एंड पडिक्कल कैन प्ले एट नंबर 3.
मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. I'm hiding my face after these questions.
नहीं, रवि भाई को
बॉस, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है यार.
मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ शाम को रविशंकर जहां बैठ रहे हैं, क्या पी रहे हैं भाई? शाम का वक्त 8 बजने वाले हैं, क्या पी रहे हो भाई? Rest Jaiswal. He could break Sunil Gavaskar's records for most runs in a series. You want to be rested?
Okay, last question. After this, I really want to break the laughter. That's
solid roll कर रहे हैं.
चाबी भर रहे हैं हमने. ये रवि भाई को पता है कि छेड़ूंगा तभी कमेंट दिखेगा. ये इसलिए कमेंट डाला है.
I think so, right?
अच्छा, प्रियांशु तो कह रहे हैं, उनका तो एक कमेंट है कि अगर इंग्लैंड टॉस जीत किया, बुमराह नहीं खेल रहा है, तो आपको रियल बेसबॉल देखने को मिला है. दिल हैमर सिराज एंड मुकेश. देखेंगे प्रियांशु क्या होता है रांची में. फिलहाल के लिए लास्ट कमेंट और क्वेश्चन, व्हिचएवर इट इज, जो भी है, प्लीज. Do you think Ben Fox can be promoted in out of form English middle order? He has better technique against spin. Sahil.
I agree. Ben Fox, first thing, they need to address the Johnny Bairstow problem. I don't recall a player who has played more than 90 tests and averages in the mid-30s and continues to look as bad as he has looked in this series. Yes, England's new brand of cricket kind of allowed Johnny Bairstow to kind of get that long rope, which he did get. But on these pitches, boss, you need to adapt and implement. You need to find ways to score runs and still survive. Oli Pope showed that. He played a very high risk cricket. The kind of shot selections he chose, the kind of fall shots which were there when he played that nearly double 100 knock. But Johnny Bairstow and Joe Root really need to sort their act, because that middle order, misfiring middle order is hurting England. And I hope Ranchi is in the test where everything comes together for England. They bat first, the wicket isn't doing much for the spinners, and you probably see a 550 run total. That is probably possible. England, for England to get this test right, they should win the toss, bat first, big start, put the seamers under pressure, and then see India struggle. That is going to be the template for them. If they win the toss, bat first, bat big. You will see India under pressure. Without a Bumrah, you will see India under pressure because that control will be missing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there's one last question for Sahil and then we'll wrap it up. Sunny is asking about the pitch. Well, Sunny, let me tell you कि साहिल ने इस लाइव शो में पहले भी पिच के बारे में बात करी है, जेमी और ताउस ने भी करी है. तो अगर आपको इन डेप्थ आंसर चाहिए होगा तो आप प्लीज इस लाइव शो को दोबारा देखिए. फॉर नाउ विल टेक अ क्विक आंसर फ्रॉम साहिल ऑन दिस. Sahil, please go ahead.
Flaky, platy, black, patchy, has a lot of cracks, was watered, was baking under the sun. बहुत तरपाल बिछा के रखा है आज, तो पूरी कोशिश करी जा रही है इसको तोड़ दिया जाए. बट राजकोट की पिच ढीठ थी, वो टूटी नहीं. अब रांची की देखते हैं टूटेगी कि नहीं टूटेगी. क्रैक्स राजकोट में भी थे, इसीलिए आई एम नॉट रीडिंग टू मच इनटू द क्रैक्स. देयर वर क्रैक्स. So every surface, so now having spoken to so many curators, I'll quickly wrap it up. Every surface has cracks. It's just about the sky above, the conditions around, how sooner those cracks kind of open up. जब तक cracks open नहीं होते, ऐसे ही रहते हैं, wicket पाटा भी रह सकती है. So don't read too much into what Oli Pope said about the cracks. Until and unless the cracks open up and the wicket breaks and the surface kind of comes off, the ऊपर का जो लेयर है पील ऑफ नहीं होगा, तब तक क्रैक का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैंने बहुत पिचेस देखी है जहाँ क्रैक होने के बाद भी एकदम पाटा होता है, क्योंकि क्रैक टूटता ही नहीं है, वो लाइनें धारियां बन के रह जाती हैं वर्ल्ड मैप की तरह. सो अंटिल एंड अनलेस वो चौड़ा होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा.
ओके ओके सनी, आपको आपका आंसर मिल गया होगा. अगर नहीं तो वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू अगेन कि आप वापस जाकर देख सकते हैं पिच पर जो हमारा डिस्कशन था इस लाइव शो में. वेल, थैंक यू सो मच साहिल, जेमी एंड ताउस फॉर जॉइनिंग विद मी, एंड थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन फॉर योर क्वेश्चंस. लास्ट वन, आदित्य ठाकुर वाज सेइंग बिग फैन जेमी सर. Jamie, if you can say
we all are Aditya, we all are sailing in the same boat.
Okay, thank you so much everyone, and we'll see you in some other live session. Thanks a lot.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब